So we've been wanting to make a video the last few games, but just didn't feel like the time was right yet. A video about how great the Suns are playing this season. Before the Mavericks game, we said, okay, if we win, we'll know we're legit. And that's where we are, folks. That's what we feel. This Phoenix Suns team under Mike Budenholzer is frankly just different. Are they perfect? No, Sundo. But are they much improved? Oh my God, yes. In your opinion, what has made the difference this season, man? Is it Tyus Jones?
Well, I think one thing that is important is a stat that we saw during the game tonight that said in clutch time, the Suns were 20-21 last year. And this year, during the game, they were 6-0. After the win, that would make that 7-0 in clutch time. I think that is really one of the more important things. The team last year wouldn't have won games the way they're winning games this year in the fourth quarter and in the clutch. So I think that is, and that comes down to coaching. You asked Tyus Jones. I mean, Tyus Jones is a great ad, but I don't think that's a big reason. A lot of people will give Ryan Dunn credit. I think that is a big reason as well. Ryan Dunn playing defense. A lot of people will say we have a great bench. We have depth. That's another reason. Sure. But ultimately, I'm going to go down and say that it's coaching. And then the biggest factor, I think, is the way Kevin Durant is carrying himself and playing this year. Hands down. That, to me, is the biggest reason that the Suns are different. Kevin Durant is different.
I think that's got to be the truth. I mean, he's on a different planet right now. When he came to the Suns from the Nets, he had an injury that was keeping him out with them. He got to the Suns, and remember, he had that crazy turn of his ankle slipping on an invisible banana peel in the warm-ups, and it was scary. It's like, did we just buy a lemon? Played out the rest of that year, had a new coach this last season, and 27 points a game is great. But you never felt like you were witnessing prime KD. This season, you are witnessing prime KD, and it is scary. Well, it's beautiful for us, but it's been scary for other teams. I'll put it to you this way. Kevin Durant has been so good that Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are essentially getting somewhat of a free ride right now to the number one seed in the West.
Yeah, we talked about the stats in our post-game show where Devin Booker hasn't hit double-digit field goals in the last 4 games. It's been 9 shots made, 8 shots made, 9 shots made, 8 shots made. It hasn't been any 11, 10, 12 performances in the last 4 games. Same with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's been low as well. And we've also seen point totals of 15, 13, 18 from either one of them. Kevin Durant's the only one in the last 4 games that's been 20 plus. So to your point, yeah, Kevin Durant's really been carrying the team, as I put that in quotations, the last 4 games. I also think really Kevin Durant just is comfortable with Bud being his coach. I think he's comfortable in the system. I think he likes the way the ball's being shared. There's not a lot of isolation. There's not a lot heaped on his shoulders as far as give me the ball and we'll take this pick and see what matchup I get. And now I have to ISO against the matchup that I like. The offense isn't matchup dependent. The offense is spread the ball, move the ball around. If you got the open 3, take it. And I think he thrives in that. And then when he does have to take over, which we have seen in the fourth quarter, he does it. And so I think we're just seeing a more focused, a more comfortable Kevin Durant, and it's showing. You know, as I said, the last 2 games at least where he has hit clutch shots and they've called timeouts, you see him take the shot, hit the shot, timeouts called, high fives to the bench, sit down, laser focus Kevin Durant. The body language is assassin-like, to say the least. Unlike last year where you could tell he was very uncomfortable in that system. This time, laser focus. And I think that is really the difference right now and why I'm excited. Like, this is a different Kevin Durant compared to last year.
The vibes couldn't be more different. Now, a lot of that's got to be winning, right? Last season, I don't know if it was around this time or later on, the rumblings were starting that he wasn't even talking to his head coach, Frank Vogel. And you mentioned earlier he's more comfortable with Bud. I think Bud's the other answer of why this team is so good, so far ahead of schedule. Not only is his offense beautiful comparatively, you can just tell that this team has bought into him as a person and a coach. Whatever it is that he tells them, they listen and do what he says. The evidence of that is the way that they play for one another. There's no selfishness on offense. There's no lack of sacrifice on defense. And the scary thing for the rest of the league is that they haven't even played 10 games together. The in-season tournament begins in a way for the Suns in 2 games when they play versus Utah. Am I ahead of my skis saying I think we need to be the favorite to come out of the West for that right now?
I don't know if you're ahead of your skis, but I would say with the way we're playing, and as you mentioned, we haven't even put together a complete game yet. Our third quarters have been abysmal, and it's just been find a way to get it done in the fourth quarter. If we can put together a complete game, if Booker in those third quarters can take over and just stay the path, if Beal could also do the same, this team would, it would be crazy. And so, are you ahead of your skis? Maybe. Also, if we do start to put it together in December, which I do believe that's when teams start to put things together, is around Christmas. That's when you start to see who teams really are. There's a chance that we do put it together and we do end up winning the midseason cup. But for me, the midseason cup, it's whatever. I really want that NBA championship. I really want that finals. I really want to be able to see the Suns hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy more than have that in-season tournament. So sure, it would be cool to see it happen, but I think the focus is getting the team playing good basketball. I wouldn't say perfect basketball, but just good overall team basketball the way Bud wants them to play around February. That's what I want to see.
Last thing I would add to this, as far as what's making the team so much better, as of late, Yusuf Nurkic having figured out how to shoot the basketball from 3. There was a stretch there in the last couple of games where he had hit 5 in a row. The arc is higher, the flick of the wrist is better, the speed of the shot is better. He looks happy and joyful when he's shooting. That was not something we were accounting for going forward. So that's why I think we can win the tournament, because he's shooting well right now and we're entering that phase. But I'm cool with losing the tournament and winning to Larry O'Brien. That is what matters in the end. Bottom line, future's bright in Phoenix.